within hours. I had to charter a private jet, get the clearances, gather the passports. We had to get a visa done, all this being coordinated all at once with the jet supplier, the pilots, the government agencies involved, creating this amazing itinerary so quickly. It was exciting, and they were just amazed.
Welcome to the Pink Couch podcast, our continuation in talking directly up close with travel advisors on their life, their business, how they approach it, and what their clientele is like so that we can really understand the business model and learn from it and grow from it as an industry. So, Patricia, thank you for coming on board and being a test subject for this program. You cover both high-end leisure and business. So-called bleisure, I would imagine, is a lot of what you do. And I want to understand that model a little bit because bleisure has been a buzzword really in so much of the news that we've been covering for the last 5, 10 years. You know, people say, oh, it's something new. It's not new. I'm sure people have been going on business trips and taking little side trips for as long as there have been business trips. But tell us a little bit about that market and whether it's unique to how you organize their travel.
Well, that for me, that has happened totally organically. I've worked, I come from the hotel side actually. My dad had a restaurant growing up, and so I've been in hospitality all my life.
Okay.
And one of my first management trainee positions was with the Ritz-Carlton Boston. And then I worked my way up through hotels. And in doing so, I worked with a lot of great brands and travel companies, like American Express Travel, for example. And then when I had my kids, I couldn't do that any longer. I became an independent contractor working as a travel advisor, meeting planner. So what you're calling bleisure has always been what I do. I'll do a corporate meeting for a corporation, and then I'll end up doing the executive travel for the executives and other people that I've connected with and doing my meetings. And I love it. I connect with certain people, I get them, and I know what to deliver them. And I stay in touch. I really care.
I'm curious about your background at the Ritz. Did that inform how you approach the clientele in terms of you sort of understanding the nature of that type of customer?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Having that five-star service goal in mind all the time. We're ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen, anticipating people's needs. I listen to my clients and I can read between the lines because of my own wealth of experience. I myself have traveled to 50 different countries and worked in many places for clients and for hotel companies. And when I can draw on that kind of experience and I have that personal insight into how to get things done and solve problems, it really helps me in working with all the special clients that I have.
Patricia, going back to that experience at the Ritz, I'm imagining you at that age, interacting with this clientele, and maybe having a sort of click. Ah, that's what they respond to. Did that happen? And if so, what was that sort of connection that you made?
Oh, absolutely. I loved being inside the hotel and being part of it, being part of the fabric of the hotel, but being it's us, the people that are working in the hotel, the humans that make it special, that make things happen.
So you've brought that expertise now into the travel industry and into your client base, where you probably, I imagine, treat them with white gloves the same way you did at the Ritz. And what do these people expect from you? What is sort of the primary expectation that they have?
I think they want to get what they wish for, really. I mean, at the highest level, we make travel dreams come true. And sometimes it's a corporate meeting, so the people that I'm working with to deliver that meeting, we want to exceed their expectations all the time. And we listen to what they ask for, and then we try to figure out what it is exactly that they need to exceed their expectations.
When you say we, you have a team that works with you, presumably. How
Yes,
many people?
absolutely. Well, I'm with Direct Travel, which is a large corporation, and we have associates worldwide, and we have many different departments, our specialty air department, and then within my own office in downtown Toronto, we have many travel experts, other advisors, consultants. We have IT backup and assistance. All those people I lean on from time to time to deliver my clients' needs.
I was interviewing Santa Gideon, the CEO of Travello, last week, and we were talking about how travel advisors nowadays really are business people, entrepreneurs. Do you see yourself as a business person?
No matter how deep your pockets are, everyone cares about the bottom line, and even more so. So you have to manage the expenses, and we have a lot of changes that happen along the way in many
Yeah.
itineraries, and that's where we really shine. Um, Unfortunately, we can plan a perfect trip, but when our suppliers fail us, like an airline delay,
Yeah.
maybe due to weather or other issues,
Yeah.
we have to pivot, make quick changes, and it's great to have my team to lean on when that happens.
So when you have a corporate account and you're dealing with that individual's business travel needs, are you often organizing leisure side trips for that person?
Absolutely. Yes.
How
The
much of that is it sort of like almost always or 50%? How much of your business travel falls into leisure?
Oh, more than 50%.
Okay.
Because the corporate groups, they're planned well in advance, and there's a certain pace that all that moves at. But the individual travel needs come and go on a minute by minute
Yeah.
basis. Um, and I'm blessed with a amazing clientele. What they do is exciting, and it's always important and special to them, and I get that. I, maybe it's a special this week, for example. I had some Valentine's Day surprises to surprise and delight a partner. Um, it can be something like a seaplane to a private island, or sometimes it's just something special that I help them arrange at home. I'll lean on the best concierges of the hotels that we use, our preferred suppliers. They help me deliver. And then sometimes it's my own direct travel team that I lean on. So I'm the one orchestrating it, but
Yeah.
it takes a lot of people to deliver it.
So you carry some weight with some of these hotels and some of these destinations. When Patricia calls, they're paying attention. Tell me about that. I'm curious.
Well, that's cultivated over time. I have a great respect for what people do, and especially like you said on the hotel side, because I worked in the hotel. I've been a front desk clerk, and I've worked in housekeeping, and I've been, at the valet when a car got stolen. So I have all those experiences. So when things go wrong or there's opportunities, I can see a clear path to delivering a great experience for my clients.
So it sounds like a very large part of the success of what you do is the relationships that you have with the suppliers
Yes,
in
for sure.
general, whether
Absolutely.
it's, yeah, so you can
Absolutely.
pick
I
up the
always
phone.
try to be, there's a lot, frequently what I need is a rush. And you have to be careful about how you ask for things and not push people too hard.
Yeah.
Because everyone plans their day, but then things come up that make you pivot quickly, and it's how I think the kindness and caring is a big part of what we do. And my clients are like that too. What I really appreciate is a lot of times when they have an urgent need, it's always prefaced with, I'm sorry. And then it's up to me. I take the burden of, the urgency of it. I take that away from them and deliver as best I can.
It sounds like you have really kind and generous clients. Have you ever had to fire someone as a client?
Oh, well, some clients become a little challenging. I still continue to work with them. I appreciate all different kinds of people. I see the good in everyone. So I can't say that I've actually fired a client.
I've heard of agents doing that, advisors, I should say,
Yeah.
doing that because someone just becomes, too difficult and unmanageable, their expectations just becoming insane and phoning at 2 o'clock in the morning where, it's just unwarranted. So I can
Yes.
imagine that there's that balance that you have to find with taking care of yourself in addition
Yes.
to taking care of the client.
Yes.
Tell me something.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. No, sorry. Let me let you
Sometimes
go on.
sometimes you have to set some boundaries. Some clients, I have their phone programmed so that they ring through all times of day, and I'm happy to take care of them.
If I asked you if you love your job, what would you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What do you love about your job?
I love that I travel vicariously with my clients. I feel that I do. And so I have those wonderful experiences, or I'm with them when, the challenges occur, and then I'm there to help.
And over the course of your career, you said you've been to 50 different countries. Do you think that that is really the basis of being able to do the job that you do, the career that you have, is you have to have been there in person?
Well, I think with technology that we have now, you don't actually have to be everywhere all the time. You can gain some pretty good insight with all the tools that we have. However, having been there, seeing is believing. And that's an important part of what we're doing now. For example, people ask about how is technology and ChatGPT, for example,
Mhm.
AI. The clients have that tool as well. But I see it as a huge benefit because what it's doing for me is my clients do some of that research on their own, and then they reach out to me with an even more refined itinerary request. And then it's up to me to qualify it and confirm it and improve it and make sure that it's real.
Yeah, make sure that it's real. Exactly.
And then I deliver on that.
Right. There's a lot of new advisors coming into the industry, new to business, new to travel, people who are developing second careers, and in some cases, young people are coming into the industry, which is really refreshing to see because some of us, like myself and maybe yourself, have been around for a few years, but we need that fresh blood. I love to hear from people like you. What advice would you have for someone newly entering the industry? What are some of the things to watch for? What are some of the things, were places that you feel that you learned the most?
The travel experiences, get out there and travel. You gain a lot through the travel experiences that you have. And especially now with so much information available to us, not all of it is real or true. Someone's five-star idea of a five-star property is not necessarily mine or my clients'. So you have to be careful with what you read and see and validate it for yourself and your clients.
And lastly, I want to ask you, what are you seeing trending at the moment? I mean, I realize you do business, but on the sort of the leisure side, are you seeing cruise? Are you seeing guided touring? Where are you seeing the opportunities?
In custom travel, like our suppliers have evolved as well. People don't want a cookie cutter tour itinerary. They want to do something special on their own. Their timing may be different than what a tour has laid out. There's great efficiencies in tour packages, but for my clients, and
Yeah.
especially what you're talking about, the exec, for example, who has a corporate meeting in a foreign country, we're frequently seeing them extend their trip, bring family or friends or a special, partner along to join them at different points along the way. Um, when you take a long trip like that for a corporate meeting, we're seeing them make the most of their time by, as we're saying, blending it into a leisure experience.
Right. Are you able to share one or two of some of the most sort of exotic events, occasions that you've organized for a client?
Sure, I've had groups operate overseas. For example, we had a meeting in Greece for a company, and they got some good news and they were all so excited. We had a small group of them decide they wanted to extend their trip in another country. So within hours, I had to charter a private jet, get
Wow.
the clearances, gather the passports. We had to get a visa done, which required getting some of those people to call in relatives in foreign countries. And all this being coordinated all at once with the jet supplier, the pilots, the government agencies involved, flying them into special places, creating this amazing itinerary so quickly. It was exciting, and they were just amazed. It
You
was
get a rush
incredible.
out of doing that. I would imagine like you said, it's very exciting. So does it sort of energize you?
Yeah, I do. I've been a marathon runner, and I
Okay.
often think that some of my days are harder than running a marathon. Another great example I have that I think a lot of people can relate to because it's so personal. I once spent a year with a client who was a corporate client and then, called me for their own personal wedding. We'd planned a year for this destination wedding and then a hurricane.
Oh,
And so the much of the wedding party, relatives from overseas were gathered in Toronto. Uh, a core group of 20 of them had gathered at the bride's house, and it was the day before they were supposed to fly. And they said they still wanted to fly somewhere for this destination wedding. So that night, I found a resort that would work with me through the night.
oh my God.
And to their credit, the airline corporation found space on another jet. We watched the path of the hurricane and we flew this family to a different destination. And they had a week's vacation with the wedding in the middle in a totally different destination and hotel than we had originally planned.
And was
So,
it fabulous for them? Did they have a great time?
yes,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a wedding.
Yeah.
So it's about the people
Yeah.
and celebration and the union. And I would never discount the importance of the destination of something
Right.
and the hotel, the place, the sense of place. But their primary desire was to be together at that time. And so we delivered on that need.
I'm sure they're all clients for life now after that. Right.
I'll talk to them. I think she named her first baby after the hurricane.
Perfect. Love it. Those are great memories. Yeah, I
Yes.
love it.
For-
It's not boring.
No, no.
Not
My job
boring.
is not boring. I
Yeah.
can have a perfectly planned trip, and again, at a moment's notice because of a flight change or delay, we have to retool immediately.
So that's another piece of advice I would imagine for incoming advisors. It's that you gotta have nerves of steel. I mean, really, when something like that happens, it's all hands on deck. You can't be freaking out. You have to rely on, the relationships that you have, but you also have to rely on yourself to be nimble and flexible. And that's a huge part of the job, is it not?
Yes, absolutely. I always like to plan an itinerary, but then the one of the the final deciding factors of what we do is safety. We need a B plan and a C plan in mind.
Wow.
That's important, especially for the people that I work with.
Right. Duty of care.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Yeah. That's a big part of what you do. See, these are things I don't think about. I'm on such a different side. No, really, I'm on such a different side of the industry. I don't think of that. Of course, you have to prepare for eventualities. The world is a weird place, especially nowadays, right?
My experience has led me to dealing with itineraries that way. We're always building in that safety factor, and we have a B and a C plan in mind because things don't always go according to plan.
No shit, eh? Well,
Absolutely.
well said, Patricia. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time today. I find this fascinating. I really do. You'd think after all this time in the business, I would have learned a little bit more about what people like you do, but I'm always fascinated by it. Thank you so much for sharing.
My pleasure.